Hello YouTube, I Fix It All here, Team I Fix It All. So we got part 2 to this Waring blender functional check. On the previous, it's a 1970s Waring Blender82, model 11-254. And I'll be repairing the other blender for the second time here pretty soon. What I discovered was the container for this blender fits this blender. So I could cheat and say, well, that one's up. But it doesn't address the problem we had with this fitting yet. And Miss Brits doesn't seem to need a blender at the moment. So we're going to keep the containers together. And we troubleshot in our minds what would have caused this thing to have cracked the way it did. It was on this glass container, lids right here. I took it apart on the previous video and got the mulcher out. I don't know what that's called, the blade. We were trying to determine why would this have split. This plastic thing here. It's got a few cracks in it, which in turn causes it to leak, which is why we're here today. So I'm going to try to do a repair. I'm armed with several different options here of the don't get it stuck on your fingers kind of glue. This stuff really is good. This Dollar General stuff, it's really good. But as I was staring at it underneath, a magnifying glass, I started noticing the cracks are contaminated. Meaning, how do I get in there in between the cracks and clean it out before I apply said glue? And I noticed if I just added a socket that I must have modified this socket for some reason, because it's ground on the end, but it worked out perfect. Because watch this. You see it spread open as I wobble that socket in there. It really opens up real nice. So since it's opening up those cracks just barely, I'm going to break out my Harbor Freight Sonic Cleaner. Drop this in there. Push this down a little bit more. Get those cracks opened up a little bit more. Just for purposes of cleaning. Get this set up. That's plenty good enough. Plug it up. Run it a few cycles. Oh, by the way, if you buy one of these Harbor Freights, mark where your lid is, because it doesn't go on both ways. I'm like, what the? It's just off enough to be not a rectangle. So we'll power it on. Temperature heat is on. That red light came on. Set it for max 480 seconds. And I'll come back and check on it. There we go. Hang tight. I forgot to mention, that's hot water I just poured in. Before I got sidebarred, what would have caused that to crack? I think that someone made alcoholic Oh, what did... forget what it's called. Hang on. Okay, after consulting technical support, margaritas. So, yeah, I don't know anything about that. I know beer and vodka. Not beer and vodka together, but... And this was put in the freezer. Well, the result was that that brass bushing we pressed out of that plastic assembly had a different expansion rate than the plastic itself, and likely is the culprit. So we're going to do a couple of good modifications. We're going to try to seal those cracks with super glue and then cinch that neck down permanently to where it can't expand again. And we're going to sand the opening out big enough to allow this to just drop in, and we'll add some adhesive to this. Maybe some light film of JB Weld or something and slip it down in there, because the previous design, it was pressed in. And to be brutally honest, that's not so critical. The critical thing is, does this shaft remain sealed inside this bushing? And all of that hardware and its integrity is still intact. Again, you have to watch previous video to catch up on what I'm talking about. 92 seconds left on this round one of sonic cleaning. These little Harbor Freight sonic cleaners are pretty nice, and they get pretty hot too. I'm probably going to end up running it 2 rounds of sonic cleaning, because I poured hot water in, but this thing has to achieve a temperature of its own besides what I can supply out of the tap. So I'll probably do 2 goes at the sonic cleaning, pull it out, and then heat gun, get my heat gun over there hanging up, and or hair dryer. I got both options, and dry it off. I think the hair dryer would probably be better. The heat gun is probably too aggressive. Let's see. It's an antique heat gun, I guess. I don't know if it is or not. Let me see. Not antique, but just old. Con Air Corporation, East Windsor, New Jersey. Made in USA. Oh no, made in Costa Rica. Made in Costa Rica. Jerry Redding 2. Stylist 1500. Who the hell is Jerry Redding? Alright, so I'm going to run it one more round. Heat on. Set. .480. On. See you later, alligator. Hang on. Almost there. So are these things worth anything? This says packed October 22nd. What year? Copenhagen. Satisfies. Is this old? Oh, it's got a tax thing on it. Let me see if I can see a date. Hang on. Internal Revenue. It says 1 1/4 on it. Oh my God, I went on one of my sneezing binges. Looking to see if I can see a date on it. Something grind tobacco chew men like best. Yeah, this is like pre-feminist movement. Since 1827. Chicago, USA. Copenhagen. Succeeded by United States Tobacco Company. United States Tobacco Company. Chicago, USA. All right. So that's 2 rounds right there. Let's see what he looks like. Steamy. Needs to rag. See how well it did. Ooh, that's real hot. Steamy. Ooh, I'm pretty confident those little cracks got cleared. Well, they did a fine job. I wonder if my heat's still on. Yeah, probably. I might be in good shape. Get the magnifying glass on this and take a look. I wonder if I can push that down in a little bit more without hurting anything. Oop, I did get it some more. Huh. Okay, because it's warm, it has more give. So I've got those cracks really opened up. I'm going to run it through a couple more times because I still see some little itty bitty bits of possibility of food grunge in there. Plaque. Hang tight. Let's just drop her in there. Let her rip. We'll give it a couple more rounds. Temperature. .480. Start. Alright, I won't make you watch this. I'll go 2 more rounds. Hopefully in a future video we'll be fixing this super soaker because a neighbor boy decided to try to murder me with it. Well, after he unloaded it on me straight into my face, took off running, and looked over his shoulder and discovered I was getting bigger and bigger and bigger as I ran faster than him. So yeah, I'm going to fix this and then lay in wait next time he comes up the hill. It's going to be a bad day. Alrighty, let's see what we've accomplished. I've laid it in sideways and did a couple of runs because I thought, well, the buildup could fall out now because I felt like the buildup was falling down into the cracks. So let's try that. Take a look at it and see what we got. Where's my rag go? should try to push that down a little bit more. Nah, I'm pressing my luck if I do. I pressed pretty hard last time. It's actually much cleaner. There's a little bit of plaque buildup, but no big. Let me clear this out the way and there's no off. Oh, yes there is. Okay, that's off. Unplug it. Tools that you hardly ever use, but when you have them, you're glad you got them. Actually, that's my secret weapon for coin collecting. If anybody's curious, message me. Especially if you are into mint state coin hunting. That's drying nicely because it's just steaming off. Let me add some heat. Hook this up and get going. Hang tight. Dang, that thing gets hot. Woo. I'm going to let this cool down now because I don't want to apply the super glue to it in this hot state because it'll advance cure that super glue, and I need to be able to yank this out and let those splits collapse inward and slip a quick hose clamp over it to hold it there temporarily while it dries. So let me get that hose clamp thingy. Let me get my bin of hose clamps here. See if this one's suitable. No, that's way too small. I think this is the one I need to use. Yeah. Yep, that'll be good. It's one of these guys. It's got like a green, drab green type paint color. But as you can see, if I expand it, it'll slip all the way around this. Right now, I've got to let this cool down, and then once it's cool, I'll dribble super glue in there, and then I'll have my pliers ready to, where's my pliers? The pliers that I want to choose. I think these will be the best ones. These antique suckers. This antique sucker. They're a royal pain to control. There we go, though. See, what I'll do is I'll slip that on. Neat. I did it now. Fly, but you get the point. When I add glue to all the cracks, I'll pull the socket out and put this on. That'll be that. Now this hose clamp will just be temporary, just to hold the cracks together. Because what I think I'm going to do is groove this out and put safety wire in here. This way, if my wife wants to do margaritas, she won't have this problem again. And followed up by, I have to sand the hole out a little bit so this bushing goes in with some degree of minor friction, but I can secure it with adhesive. Let me let it cool down. It's actually a whole lot cleaner. Again, we're focusing on trying to get the split cleaned out so that the glue is touching as much plastique as possible. Not perfect, but it's about as far as I'm going to be taking it. Okay, so let me get some glue set up. I decided to go with the Scotch brand because it's got precise, no mess tip. We'll see about that. Let me get that set up. With the aid of a magnifying glass, let's see what we can do. Can you guys hear the thunder? Well, it's getting in there. Hopefully. Hope it doesn't glue my socket in. Just got to move fast. Okay, extracting socket. Now, I have to get this on quick. Hopefully it doesn't give me any trouble. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, come on. Thought that would just tap right on down. Oh, it got kerfuffled. Oh no. Nah. Quick. You guys can't see anything. Okay, there we go. That's what I was after right there. Get it on there like that. Let me squeeze this around to help compress those cracks. Here's a good sign. I've got some super glue on the inside of the opening. Little dribbles. I've got to clean that out real fast with something. And my imagination has a tendency to solve these problems rather quickly. Voila. Lucky for me, I'm a Second Amendment guy. Otherwise, I'd be saying, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, spray foam attacked my antique actual channel locks. I better not disturb this anymore. I need to let that glue set. Be right back. I was complaining about the spray foam, but look at this side. You know, they say you should drill at the end of your crack so it doesn't continue cracking. I just don't think I'm going to do that. Let's take this clamp off now and see what we got. Oh, God, dang, it flew. Okay, I found it. I flounder. Where's my clamps at? There it is. Okay. So now, I think my next task is to focus on getting this to drop in and then securing it. So now I need to puzzle over that for a little bit. Hang tight. Let's see if even what I'm trying is going to work. Got some plastic tubing. 600 grit. Sandpaper. Or emery cloth, I should say. Scotch tape. Why does everything I try to fix always look like I'm rigging it up when I'm trying to fix it? It's because I have a hard time throwing things away. Especially when I know they still have some more service in life in them. Okay, so hopefully I've maintained a circular profile. Okay. And I will target dropping this in by cleaning the inside of this. Yeah, I got a long way to go. Really long way to go. Because I'm going to be shoring this up with a piece of safety wire around this. We'll do that last. I could do it next, but let me finish sanding this out. AO Res Cloth T2. Emery cloth. You should not have anything but emery cloth in your workshops, guys. It's got like denim jean material. It's got threads. It's like denim jean sandpaper. I'm bleeding. No blood, no foul. Do kids even play no blood, no foul football nowadays? Or basketball? Believe it or not, I made progress. So I got to work this a whole lot more, because this will be easier to take down. This is a calibrated sanding job I'm doing, believe it or not. I can only take it down to where this slips in. Ah, got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I just discovered this. I'm getting there, but I don't like the friction. 400 grit. Getting very close. It occurred to me that maybe I should stiffen up this plastic tubing with a screwdriver. Okay, I think I've reached a decent compromise here, and I'm second guessing myself on whether I want to secure this in or not, because it was removable before, and now it's slides right on in, and I can see some light through it between the plastic and the bushing. I wonder if you guys can. And it's got to be like, oh gosh, I don't know how much that would be worth. It's because the hole's not round anymore. This this opening, there's like a 0.0001, 1/10,000th of an inch of light. That's sliding in real easy, and I have a feeling that's good enough. I don't really think I need to glue it. For some reason I feel compelled that I should. I think I better, because if there is a thin liquid ran through this blender, I better do something like that, because hole's just not round anymore. It's just not round. Let me stew on it for a minute. All right, so I think I've solved it. It's the difference between application and design engineering. So what's the application? It's residential. This might have been the design, but in real world application, when this thing gets cleaned, my wife is not taking this thing out. She's going to unscrew it. That bushing's never coming out. So it makes sense to glue it. But since it makes sense to glue it, I'm also going to focus my efforts on preventing this from splitting again. Preventing, not 100% foolproof, but it should aid. I found some tubing that fits right over this. And so what I'll do is I'll cut a wedding band off right through there. Let's find out what our maximum depth is. So that's the maximum depth. I'll back off a wee. Yeah, about right there. I'll come along here. I'll etch that in. That'll give me somewhere to visually see where I'm hacksawing. There we go. Let me go cut this off. Clean it up and prep it. Ah. Dang thing is trying to walk. Dang it! Quit stealing my part. Now I've got to clear the corrosion out on the inside. I'm getting a lot of it off. Still some in there. All right, I got it cleared out. And what I've noticed, I've got a little bit of a gap around it. I would try to quantify that to be about 15 to 20 thousandths. Easy. Let's see if I can shim it, because then if I lay a shim in here and then tap this down, it's basically pressed on. So let's see what I can do. All right, so after the fact, I've noticed something. The bottom is like 0.8. I mean, close enough. And the top of the neck is like 0.782. It's tapered. Dang it. I didn't notice that. I made my shim, and I noticed the shim was closer along the top than it is the bottom when I was squeezing it. That might be hard to see, the gap. And then I put this on. That would require some tapping, I think. Starting to think my safety wire idea was the better idea. Let me think on it. Dang, this video is going to be long. Damn it. Okay. I liked that plan until I didn't. So I need to file a groove all the way around this. Then I can use safety wire and my safety wire pliers over on the vise. So I got to scribe a line out here. I'm going to work on filing a groove out all the way around the upper perimeter of this. Let's file a groove right in this area all the way around. You'll see what it's for. Just be patient. All right, I got me a line grooved out. There we go. I'm going to file in that deeper with this little triangle file. Getting there. Hey. Huh. Pretty sure that's deep enough. Let's move over to the vise. Oh, goodness. Now let's see what we can do. See what we can break. Starter band. Oh, no good. There we go. I can't pull on this handle back here like I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to be able to spin this thing out, but I got to do it manually. We're looking to sink that wire into the groove. The plastic. That's beautiful. I think I'm going to stop right there. Let's go back over here. It's in the groove, but I expected it to be low on one corner. Let's go back over here. So I'm in the groove all the way around. But I'm low, which is to be expected right there. Now let me get it cut and pigtailed. I'm not even going to attempt the pigtail with these safety wire pliers. Then I could go a little bit more. That's all I'm willing to do right now. Cut that off. I'm not going to do a pigtail with this. Do it with these. Okay. Huh. The only downside is this part will probably catch a little bit of food grubbies, and Miss Brits will have to keep her eye on that. That will prevent it from ever spreading out again. And hopefully my bushing drops in still wherever it went. Alrighty, race fans, hang tight. It looks like I've lost my bushing. I can't find it. Where did the darn bushing go? Goodness gracious. Well, let me hunt it down. If it were a snake, it would have bit me. Alright, found it. Let's see if this goes in now. Yep. There we go. Let me reassemble this back together, and I just want to see if it leaks as it sits. I don't know why my camera went semi-dark. I hope I didn't screw something up. Hang tight. Alright, so we're putting this back together. Same order of operation as before. This had a gasket on the top, and that was it. This had the thrust washer and the stainless washer. Let's see how that works now. Interesting. Let's put the gasket on and pour some water in. Oops. Oh, well, there's the appearance of everything. So I'm clearing that pigtail. That safety wire, if this plastic ever swells up again, it can't because that safety wire's got it trapped. And then there's super glue in the cracks. Here goes. Put some water in her. Maybe I don't need to glue that bushing. Please don't let there be water. And it's dry as a popcorn fart. Yes! We got it. I'm going to let it set for a couple of minutes and see what happens. I forgot the microphone. So what I was saying is let's celebrate and blend some water. And if it leaks, there should be water down along the bottom of this, around that brass bushing. Would you look at that dancing water? Awesome. Moment of truth. Will there be water in the bottom on the machine? There are droplets, but that's not unacceptable. And that's water, okay? So she's likely not going to be blending water. There was some droplets. I think I'm going to let it go. All right, as far as cleaning this thing up, I'll wipe it off and hand it off to the wife. So there is a little bit of leak. Hang on. It's like nothing, though. She's going to be blending other things that are thick. If that becomes a problem, then I will take the bushing and glue it. Clean this up. Take the lid off, give it some oxygen. I just don't think that's Okay, this will be my third splice. Alright, so you guys didn't catch any of that, but there was little droplets of water. So I've decided to take this bushing and I'm going to coat it with slime right here, rubber cement, and drop it in here and let that dry and retest. It's pretty decently awesome stuff here. I better get my rag over here. Ooh, that smells potent. I want to brush this on the inside also. But we've already demonstrated that it's significantly improved. Okay, so slime all on the inside. Might as well put some slime on the bushing before I drop it. You get slime on your fingers, it's no problem. It'll just be slimy. Hang tight. Alrighty, let's do a leak test. I got the thingamajiggle, the bushing is glued in. And one thing I did want to do, I felt compelled to add a little bit of Loctite to this right here. Something feels like it's skipping. It's like that nut threads might be boogered up a little bit, or the bolt. Let me examine that closely. Because I may actually need to put some plumber's tape on this to shim it a little bit more. The threads don't look awfully beaten up. It sure was awfully hard to loosen. I think someone had already done this in the past. Nope, they're good. I just wasn't tightening it well enough. Interesting. Let me snug it down some more. I may want to put a little bit of plumber's tape around it anyway. Let's see if I can get a bead of it on there. When you put plumber's tape on, you want to go in the direction that you're tightening. Oops. And figure out how to hold your plumber's tape correctly too. I'm only doing this to shim up the threads a little bit. See how I'm taking a wide band of plumber's tape and I'm skinnying it up. And I've got a little bit on top of the stud, so I'll scooch that over. Now that the plumber's tape is going on in the direction that I'm tightening, the nut won't work it off backwards. Hang tight. Hello. Hello.
Hi, this is Stephanie. I'm calling you from American Benefits on a recorded line. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Based on my records, you may qualify for the state-regulated final expense insurance plan. That's going to cover 100% of your funeral, burial, and cremation expenses.
Yeah.
So, are you between the ages of 40 and 77?
I am.
All right, just a second. Let me get one of the specialists over the phone to give you the quote.
Hang on, YouTube.
Hey, thank you so much for holding on the line. My name is Thomas. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Eduardo.
And how's your day been so far?
I'm doing all right. I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you offer discounts for walk-ins?
I'm sorry. Please?
Do you offer discounts for people that walk in? Like if I died and you're going to give me final expenses coverage, if I walk in myself, will I get a discount?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll decline your service. Oh my goodness. All right, put this back together. Where was I? There's my rubber gasket. This is what I was talking about with that rubber gasket. I believe it should be a little larger. It looks like it only occupies the circumference of the brass bushing. But I could be wrong. Dudes, I just lost it. Where did that gasket go? What in the holy Toledo? There it is. All right, drop that in. Drop this in. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit more snugglier than I did before. Well, I can't. I think I'm putting it on upside down. Let me review the video. Hang on. Okay, so it was a good thing that I had reviewed myself here, because this can go on upside down or right side up because of the notching in the blades, and it's flat on this side, so the flat face is down. I had it upside down. What am I doing? Rotard. There we go. Be very, very careful. I need a glove. So I'm going to end up cutting myself. I didn't want to use it this way before. Why is this the exception? Okay, that's tight enough, Scott. Okay, let's check and see if it leaks now. Let's see if we've eliminated water droplets, because that was our last condition. Here we go. Water going in. Might as well put it all in there just to get the pressure high enough. All right, so there's no water droplets. So, well, there's no water running out so far. Let's see what we've got. A drop. Right there. Oh my gosh. Coming from somewhere. Take the phone out of the holder here. See the water? Let's see if there's another. There is. Okay, team. I'm going to let it go because I think this viscosity is so thin. Water's going to find its way out just like anything else. So just like air, but everything that she's going to be using in this is going to be much thicker. So I think it'll seal up just fine. All right, guys. See you later. Bye. This is fixed.